Hi there, my name is Scott Arthur and I'm the councillor for Collington, Knoxgangs and Fairmile Head. And right now I'm at Greenbank junction, which has been the focus of some discussion with people in Fairmile Head this week because of the works ongoing here, and specifically they've resulted in the temporary closure of Braid Road, which has resulted in delays to public transport on Commiston Road. So I thought it was worth coming down just to actually have a look to see exactly what is happening. So have a wee look at that, just walk along the street here, and then once we get to the other end I'll give a wee update on the consultation which has been undertaken related to the quiet route, the Meadows to Greenbank or Greenbank to Meadows quiet route. I'll give a wee update on that consultation and when we can expect to hear back from that. Okay, let's have a look. And I guess the first thing we see is that the footpath on the junction here, both sides, is wider than it used to be. So I guess this makes it easier and safer for people to cross. And I know that the footpath on the south side of the junction will also be a bit of a shared space between pedestrians and cyclists. And so there's some talk of the footpath protruding into the road. I don't really see that happening, in terms of protruding into Commiston Road, but you can see that it's certainly taken up quite a bit of the road cross section here that takes us along to the Hermitage. Hi there, how you doing? So here we are in the middle of the pinch point, which is designed of course to make it easier for people to cross the road on this point, which is just beyond the midpoint of the street. And we can go along now to the Hermitage junction where the mini roundabout used to be, and of course this is the source of the delays that we've seen this week on Commiston Road. So you can see there's quite substantial works here. So what's essentially happening is that what was a temporary road layout up until a few days ago is going to be recreated on a permanent basis, and we're going to have permanent curb lines, and you can see they've dug out space to build the foundations for them. Another thing that's going to happen here is that there'll be two pedestrian crossings installed, one on Braid Road and one on Hermitage Drive, just to help people who are accessing the Hermitage on foot. So you can see that the works here are actually quite significant and are going to take, you can see, quite a few more days. I think as it stands, it's programmed to take up until the start of December to complete the works here. So probably still a few more weeks of disruption to go, but I am speaking to the council about to see whether or not that can be accelerated, because the impact on public transport on Commiston Road is non-trivial. again, you can get quite a good look at how the junction is going to be configured with that curve round from Braid Road into Hermitage Terrace there. Be quite a change actually. It's quite interesting to see how it's going to all shape up once it's complete, hopefully in the not too distant future. Hi there. So whilst we're here, it's probably worth talking about the quiet route consultation just now. So the quiet route consultation closed on the 22nd of October, and in total there was just under 1,900 responses to the consultation, so much more than was expected, to be honest. And that's come with 1,000 written comments as well. So I've seen an initial look at the results, and it's certainly not I think the outcome is probably broadly in line with what I was expecting, but on the southern end of the scheme, north end a little bit more, the results still a bit unclear until we complete the analysis. So what's going to happen now is there's going to be a bit of a pause while those results are analysed. The picking the options is relatively straightforward to analyse, but there's still some work that's needs to be done. But what's going to take time is to work through the 1,000 comments that come back to see what concerns people have had about each of the options that they were choosing between. So it was hoped that that report would come to committee in November, but because of the number of comments, that now seems quite unlikely. And instead, the council's targeting a committee meeting very early next year, where a decision will get made about how to take this forward. So it's good that the consultation is complete, and it's really good that we've got that scale of response. But what we have to do now is make sure that we analyse that data in an open and transparent manner, and as much as possible try to take the views of local residents on board. Obviously the way this has been managed in the past politically means it's turned into quite a divisive issue, so I really hope this consultation is an opportunity to bring people back together again, and we can use this as a basis for going forward. And that's why it's so important we do look at the comments rather than just looking at how the options were selected. But nonetheless, it's going to be quite interesting when we see that final analysis. So I've actually asked officers if the councillors for Morningside Ward and for the Fairmile Head area can get together, and thankfully they've agreed to do that. So we should get a workshop in later in November, where councillors will be able to see a first pass at those results, and then we can then progress. Then the council officers can then progress with writing up the final report, and then perhaps also drawing some conclusions, and it'll be up to the Transport Committee to decide what we do next. Sorry, you didn't have to wait, sorry. But I really do hope that turns into a worthwhile exercise, and we get a scheme that people can respect, and then we can move forward with to the next stage. So there's quite a lot happening on this wee street, and so you can see there's quite a lot of effort actually getting this design right. So it's worth remembering that the design actually goes back to pre-COVID, and I can remember one of the first things I did as a councillor was attend a consultation on this scheme in South Morningside Primary School, and I think that must have been, if not 2017, 2018. Obviously, if it wasn't for COVID, the scheme would have happened, but the COVID itself and then the changes we've had along the quiet route have obviously had an impact on this scheme. Nonetheless, it's good to see progress being made. My personal view is, well, it has been, sorry, I'm talking to myself, sorry. My personal view has always been that maybe we should have waited to see what we were going to do with the quiet route before progressing with this scheme, because of that interface at the east end of the street there with the quiet route. It might have been that there was something we could have done to make that interface a bit better, but time will tell.